Hi guys, welcome back on my channel. Today we're gonna do exponents part 2 and our topic is multiplication and division formulas. Let's continue. So first, let's go with basic multiplication formulas which you should know when you are doing the topic of exponents. First one is a to the nth power times a to the nth power will be equal to a to the n plus nth power. Now, ignore this formula for now. It's really hard to understand like this, but you will understand it as I give an example for you. The last formula is a to the nth power, and that a to the nth power to the nth power, but we can write it in a more simple way, a to the n times nth power. I mean, they all sound so complicated, but you'll get used to them while you use them in exercise. So now, our first formula. Here you can see 2 to the second power and 2 to the third power. And below, 2 to the 2 plus third power. Okay, now. This will be 2 to the second power times 2 to the third power will be equal to 4 times 8, which is 32. And the expression below will be equal to, like, 2 plus 3 is 5, so we multiply 2 5 times by itself, and it's going to be 32. Now this formula, it is really hard, I know. But trust me, when you get to learn, it's going to be much more easy. So here we have 2 times 3 to the second power. This will be equal to 6 to the second power, as 2 times 3 is 6. This will be equal to 36. But we can also write it as 2 to the second power times 3 to the second power, which will be 4 times 9. It's going to be equal to 36. And let's continue, and we can also write it as 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, because it's nearly the same thing as previous example. And this will also be 36, so I hope you understood this formula. It's a little bit more complicated than the others. And finally, this one. So here we have 2 to the second power, and this expression to the third power. So we can write it as 2 to the second, 2 to the 2 times third power, which will be 2 to the sixth power. Okay, if you calculate it, it will be like this. So now let's make a quick review of what we're learning in these formulas. So, the formula, and here's another example for a to the n plus nth power formula. Here we have 2 to the third power times 2 to the fourth power, which we can write as 2 to the seventh power, which will be 128. Below we have a to the nth and the to the nth power, which we'll write as the example is nearest, so it will be 2 to the 3 times 4 fourth power. This will be 2 to the 12th power, which will be 4096. And this formula's example, the last formula, is the hardest, I believe, because, for example, 20 to the third power, we can write it as 2 to the second power. And then we can calculate 2 times 2 times 2 is going to be 8 times, it looks point, but it's times sign, sorry. And 10 to the third power is going to be 1000. So 8 times 1000 is going to be 8000. So let's move on to our division formulas. So first formula is a divided by b to the nth power. But we can write it as a to the nth power divided b to the nth power. So second one, a to the nth power divided a to the nth power can be shown as a to the n minus nth power. And finally, the last formula, I don't really think you'll need it that much, but it's better for you to know. So if we have a to the nth power divided a to the nth power, we can write it as 1 divided a to the n minus nth power. So our first formula's example. 2 to the fifth power divided 2 to the third power. We write as 2 to the 5 minus third power, which will be 2 to the second power and equals to 4. Next formula. So here's an example, and I mean 2 to the third power is 8 and 5 to the third power is 125. So here's the last formula. Example is here. So voila. So let's do a quick review of division formulas. So 2 divided by 5 to the third power can be shown as 2 to the third power divided by 5 to the third power, and this can be shown as 8 divided by 100 divided 125. But I'd like you to see the second formula, a to the mth power divided a to the nth power equals a to the m minus nth power. This formula is really important, guys, because you can't really use this formula for the numbers like 2 divided 5 in the first example, because a needs to be same. For example, if it like its example is 2 to the 5th power divided 2 to the 3rd power, you consider the base of the exponents are the same, and that's why we can use it. Now let's continue on the last one. And 8 to the 3rd power divided 2 to the 5th power can why do we show it like this? You can see the example because you can't really minus 3. You can't really calculate 3 divided 5. It will be negative, so we show like this. And if we would like to make this as if we like to move it from its fraction form, we can just change places of 1 and 4, but 4 will be negative because it had to be negative before we just change its place. So again, how to contact me? So you can contact me from nurgle.isazada.mail.ru or nurgle.isazada@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!